When were you diagnosed with PTSD?
I was diagnosed about 6 months after I got back from Afghanistan, and trying to reintegrate back into civilian life. I started noticing some things that were bothering me, things that you wouldn't think about, like sometimes just some movies, some loud noises. It could be an explosion, construction noise, a car alarm could do it. And some just strange feelings that I just had not ever experienced before.
How were you diagnosed with PTSD?
I was diagnosed after a psych evaluation, and it probably came about from just the year I'd spent there. I had a pretty rough year, and there was just a constant grind of war and just kill or be killed mentality, and it just kind of got worse as time got on. And a lot of these things we found out after the evaluation, and some of it started to make sense. That's pretty much how, and started getting treatment after that.
So, what is it like when you have a PTSD reaction?
Well, it varies. When I first, one of the things that really started happening after I got back was my wife was saying I was having you should call them night terrors, or just I was screaming. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't, and just screaming in the middle of the night, waking her up, and then I get up, and then I just can't go back to sleep. That's one phase. That's something that can happen. I can, if I hear a loud noise or something that would trigger a flashback of some event that happened, and then I would get into cold sweats, anxiety, like I was actually there, and it just didn't make any sense at all. It was tough to shake. Outburst of anger for no reason, and that was completely out of my character prior to deploying.
Mm-hmm. How did your family react to your diagnosis of PTSD?
Well, I was making a bigger deal out of it, I think, my diagnosis than anybody else. I just didn't want to seem like, it's coming back, you're thinking that you might be not as strong as you would be, and that you're fallible. But I don't think it was a surprise to them, to be honest with you. They knew I wasn't the same person leaving as I came back. So I don't think it was any major surprise. I think it was a bit of relief, the fact that, okay, something was diagnosed and there were ways to treat this.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't alone. This is not uncommon.